I said, "Move it, you old fossil," the biker growled, slamming his helmet on the diner table with a thud that turned every head. Forks paused mid-air, conversations froze, and the waitress behind the counter held her breath. In the corner booth sat an elderly man, quiet, shoulders slightly hunched under the weight of time. He wore a faded military uniform, the kind no one really notices anymore, with a cap bearing a skull insignia, a relic from a war most people had forgotten. The old man looked up calmly, then turned back to his coffee. He didn't flinch, didn't argue. "I was here first, son. You can have it when I'm done," he said, voice steady but soft. The biker leaned in, smirking, his leather jacket creaking with every move. "You deaf too, huh? That's my booth. Move." The next moment landed like a hammer, a loud, open-handed slap across the veteran's face. His cap flew off. A woman screamed. The room fell into stunned silence. No one stepped in. Not the staff, not the families, not the men at the counter who had been bragging about their gym workouts just minutes ago. The biker sat down smugly in the adjacent booth, mumbling something about old relics playing soldier. The veteran slowly picked up his cap from the floor, dusted it off with his shaking hands, and placed it back on his head. He didn't respond. He just sat, eyes distant, quietly finishing his coffee like nothing had happened. The waitress leaned over, whispering with tears in her eyes, "Do you want me to call someone?" The old man shook his head. "No need. He'll learn." And that was all he said. 30 minutes passed. The diner settled back into a fragile quiet, until the front door swung open. The chime echoed louder than it should have. 4 soldiers entered, each one tall, squared, and focused. They wore fatigues, boots pounded the tile with precision, and they didn't scan the room. They knew exactly who they were here for. The lead soldier, broad-shouldered, jaw clenched, walked straight to the corner booth. "Dad," he said, gently placing a hand on the old man's shoulder. The room held its breath again. Even the biker froze, mid-bite into a greasy cheeseburger. "Wait, that's your dad?" he muttered. The old man smiled faintly. "Didn't ask you to come down here." "You didn't have to," his son replied, eyes still locked on the man who had struck his father. He turned slowly to face the biker, expression unreadable. "Stand up." The biker stuttered a laugh. "What? You're gonna fight me because you're cranky old—" The soldier cut him off by slamming his army ID onto the table. "My father led teams behind enemy lines before you were even born. He's a decorated war hero. Bronze Star. Silver Star. 25 years in uniform. You slapped a man who trained warriors, who buried friends, who sacrificed everything. And you think you get to mock him?" The biker's smugness cracked. "I didn't know." "That's the problem," the soldier said coldly. "People like you never do." The biker stood up, trying to backpedal. I didn't mean anything by it." "You hit him," the soldier's voice cut through him. "You humiliated a man who faced down death for this country. You didn't just cross a line, you erased it." Other diners now stared not at the veteran, but at the biker. With disgust, with disappointment. One man muttered, "That guy's not even worth the burger he's chewing." Another whispered, "That old man should be on a postage stamp, not taking punches." The soldier stepped closer. "You want to do something right? Apologize, and leave." The biker looked at the old man, shame in his eyes. "Sir, I'm sorry. I didn't realize." But the veteran just shook his head. "Son, go learn how to be a man first." The biker walked out, red-faced and silent. The bell above the door jingled again, but this time it felt like closure. Then something unexpected happened. One by one, people started standing up, not to leave, but to salute. No words. Just hands to brows, heads high. The waitress wiped tears. A teenager whispered to his dad, "That man's a real hero." The cook stepped out from behind the kitchen and simply said, "Welcome home, sir." The old man blinked, visibly moved. He looked at his son. "Didn't expect a parade." "You didn't need one," the son replied, "but the world needed to remember. Because sometimes the greatest battles aren't fought on distant battlefields. They're fought in silence, in booths, in coffee cups, in the way you carry yourself after the world forgets what you did. That old man didn't need to raise his voice. He didn't need revenge. He had already earned something far greater, respect. Real power doesn't yell, it waits. And when the time is right, it stands. Before we end this story, let us know in the comment where are you watching from. If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and drop a karma in the comments below.